Jeremy. No, I want to be
Oh,
like
nice.
you.
You got to get the seventh level apparel. You know,
Yes, you have to
we
send
have a
for me.
we have a merch store now
Nice work.
that's launching, I think, next week, where clients can go on. You can buy seventh level hoodies, you can buy shorts, you can buy seventh level
Nice.
polos, seventh level t-shirts, seventh level socks, seventh level sweats, seventh level hats, seventh level bottles,
Wow.
anything, man. There you go.
I have to buy something from you, Jeremy. You
Okay.
deserve it.
Well, thank you. I'm going to get rich from those socks you're going to buy. All right. So we are live right now. So every Wednesday we go live using StreamYard in about 5 different platforms. And every single Wednesday, every single week, I think it's 52 weeks a year, we interview a client from a different industry. Okay. And we break down their sales process and the results they've gotten from using NEPQ. Typically, people clamor to be on this, but you have to make a certain amount each month, each year to be interviewed on this because we have so many people that are crushing it, all right? Thousands at this point. So this is always fun and exciting. So today we've got Michael. Michael, how do you pronounce your last name?
It's Kuczkowski.
Kuczkowski. I think that's
Yeah.
probably Polish if I'm
Oh, you are better, Jeremy. The last
going
time.
out there on a limb. So we're going to talk with Michael today about what type of results he's gotten from NBQ and kind of where he's going. We're going to break down his sales process. He's agreed to throw out several golden nuggets for you that you can use in your industry to sell more of your products and services as well. Now, if you're brand new in our Facebook group, Sales Revolution, we got about 40, I think there's about 45,000 of you running around in there. Hey, Ariel, Ronald, how's it going? Or maybe you just started following me on YouTube, or maybe you started following me on our Facebook business page. We've got about 90,000 on that bad boy. Or maybe you're following me on LinkedIn or even my personal Facebook. My name is Jeremy Miner. I'm the founder of Seventh Level. Now, we're a sales training organization that trains salespeople exactly like Michael and exactly like you. So, hey, Musa, congratulations. There you go. So we train sales people like you. We train sales executives like you. We train sales leaders, sales managers, sales VPs, entrepreneurs, business owners, coaches, consultants, and we train you and your teams really how to use certain techniques and questions that work with human behavior rather than work against it. Now, what do I mean when I say working with human behavior rather than working against it? Now, we're going to talk about some of this here with Michael, okay? Because it's a massive difference. Once you understand techniques that work with human behavior to get the prospect pull you in, you can quite literally double what you are making right now, probably more, okay? There's certain things you have to acquire, skills you have to acquire if you want to make that type of money like Michael has. Now, we have to teach you the right tonality because we can teach you the very best questions for your industry. And if you don't know how to bridge from question to question where it sounds natural, well, your prospects are going to feel like you're interrogating them with your questions, and they're going to emotionally shut down. They're going to stay surface level with you. And then at the end, guess what objection you're going to get? I want to think it over. I need to do more research. I need to talk with my spouse. I need to talk with my partners more. I need to talk with the board more. I need to talk with my grandma, my uncle who lives in a van down by the river. Okay. So we have to teach you the right tone because there's certain questions you have to ask in your sales process that, as Michael knows now, that requires more of a curious tone. Like, can you walk me through? See, that's a curious tone. There's certain questions you have to ask in your sales process that require more of a skeptical tone or a challenging tone. And then there's other questions in part of your sales process that requires more of a concerned tone, a tone that shows more empathy. Okay, so how do we do that? How do we know which questions are which? All right, that's what we learn in our virtual training platforms for our clients. Okay, give you little nibbles on these calls, but if you want to triple your income, you're probably going to have to acquire the skills to triple your income. All right, just like Michael has. Now, if you're on the live right now, I want you to post hashtag live. So welcome, Ronald, JT, Ariel, Musa, Ariel, Ronald, Facebook user, John. Some of you I can't see on here. So if you're on the live right now, go post hashtag live. And if you're on the replay, I'm going to have you go post hashtag replay. So everybody better go. Peter, what's up? Hashtag live if you're on the live. Hashtag replay if you're on the replay. Now, I also want you to go down to the bottom of your phone, and I want you to go smash the heart button. and I'm going to have you go smash the like button. So go down to the bottom of your phone where you can see me here. I'm going to have you smash the heart button, and I'm going to have you smash the like button. So go smash the heart button, smash the like button. I better see, I'm even going to give myself a heart here. Can I give myself a heart? I better see a ton of smashed hearts and a ton of smashed likes. Otherwise, I'm just gonna wrap it up and go golf today. It's like 65 degrees. I feel like I'm in a golfing mood. I could get 9 in pretty quick before my next training call. All right. Now, you want to acquire the same skills that Michael is actually still learning. You want to start making your first 10 grand a month in commissions in your industry, or let's say you want to start making your first 15 or 20 grand per month in what you sell now. Or let's say you want to start making 30 or 40 grand per month in commissions, or even 50 grand a month in commissions or higher, then message me directly right now. So if you're on LinkedIn, the Facebook group Sales Revolution, my business page, Facebook business page, message me directly right now. If you're on YouTube, you can't message me on YouTube. That's not allowed there. So you'll have to join the free Facebook group, salesrevolution.pro. Okay. And we'll get back with you some different training options for your industry if you want to make more money. You don't have to make more money. You can always just make what you do now and just stay there forever. It's a free world, right? It has no impact on me if you don't sell anymore. It only impacts who? Well, it impacts you. Okay, Michael, nobody cares about me. Michael, all right. So the first question I have to ask, well, first of all, what industry do you sell in so everybody knows?
I'm selling now in Norway in the largest insurance company.
Okay.
And insurance in Norway compared to US is completely different because I'm selling like whole package with travel insurance, mortgage, cars, life insurance. So you have a lot of stuff in your portfolio, you know. So it's much easier.
You actually work for the largest sales training company in all of Norway. You've got thousands and thousands of agents. And it's quite interesting because you know, I looked at like, you know, what you, because I think when you first started APQ, you're making what, 6,000-7,000 a month in commissions?
Something like that. It was like average in the food chain, you know.
Yeah, so you're kind of right in the middle of the pack. And now you're up well over 20,000 a month in commissions. However, in your country, you can't really, like your industry, you can't, even though you're like the #1 salesperson in the biggest insurance company in the entire country, it's hard to make more than that because we have reps over here that sell exactly what you do because the comp plans are far more lucrative here. That we have some people in your industry that make $1 million a year, but they're in the US. And I believe over there in your country, they don't even allow you to get up to that point or something.
Because, you know, in Norway, it's a lot of administration work. 50% of my time is administration, like invoices, someone crashed the car, that people call me, they ask for advice. So it's a little bit different.
So you're not selling all day, you're doing the admin work too.
Yes, admin is like kill me.
Have you ever thought about immigrating over here? Because quite literally with your sales skills that where you're making 230,000 a year there, you would probably be making at least 3 to 4 times that here selling the amount.
I have visa, you know.
Okay, you better get over here, man. Good Lord, I feel bad for you. All right, so let's talk about this. So first question I always ask is, were you born out of your mother's womb with like advanced questioning skills?
You know, no.
No. Okay, so you weren't born out of your mother womb with advanced questions. Were you born out of your mother womb with advanced tonality skills?
I wish, Jeremy.
Okay, were you born out of your mother's womb with advanced objection handling and objection prevention skills?
No, at all.
Okay, so you're suggesting you had to learn and acquire those skills?
Yes, of course, because it's like other skills in your life.
That's right. If you want to be a neurosurgeon, nobody's born knowing how to do brain surgery. You have to acquire those skills. The same is true in sales as well. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this. So was this your first sales job or did you get into sales before? How did you start? Tell us your story for a few minutes.
My story started in 2009 when I worked for Yellow Pages. I sold advertising space in Yellow Pages. It was like maybe the beginning of the internet.
Okay.
A long time ago. I was really young guy, like 24 years. Yes, maybe less. And
and how did you do before you learned how to really sell?
I was really horrible. I was the worst guy in the whole company, and after 3 months they kicked me off.
Okay, so you're the worst person in the entire company, and you got fired. And then what did you do after that?
And I thought to myself, I never go to the sale again because it's so difficult. It's so hard, the rejection and the objections and this stuff never. But
so you're like, maybe selling's not for me. I wasn't born with those skills. I don't have the gift of the gab. I'm just going to go get a regular job.
And my story started in 2014, I think so. And I started working for the largest beer company. In Norway, and I sold beverages, beer, water to the.
You started selling beer, and then how did you get into your industry now?
The industry changes, and they kick me off also for this company.
Okay, you weren't the greatest salesperson. All right, so now you're jumping around.
Came to the insurance, and something changes because I was thinking, I have to change something in my life. Maybe I need to learn the right skills.
Okay.
And I started with the old guys like Brian Tracy, your friend, Grant Cardone, Bradley. So I learned from these guys first. And one day on the podcast Dropping Bombs, I made.
So learning those type of techniques, you got up to 6 or 7 grand a month. So you weren't getting fired. You got to at least be average. Okay.
Yes,
and so what caused you to be like, you know what, I'm tired of being average. I want to be number one.
No, everything changes when I saw the podcast Dropping Bombs with Bradley and you. And
so you saw me interviewed on his podcast,
right? It was before the 7 level. And it was beginning on 7 level for you. And
3 years ago. Okay.
Yes. And it was something different. The way how you talk with your tonality, your knowledge.
Yeah.
And it was like something different. And I wondering, who is this guy? And I started Googling you, and I found that the first year course, like 20 days challenge. I don't remember the name. It was like
basic course. Yeah.
But I used a few things from this course, and they worked. And I think, how can I get more? Of this knowledge.
Okay. So then you got into like NEPQ 2.0, advanced NEPQ 3.0, right?
Yes. And then COVID hit the world.
Yeah.
It was like you started to go up your company and you with your information. And it was the best time for me because other people was scared and they were complaining. And I thought to myself, it's my chance to go further and be the best.
Yeah.
But I need to learn the right skills. And I started with 2.0.
Okay.
But everything changes after 3.0. And the next step, I think, is inner cycle, But
if you want to get up to probably 40 grand a month, you'll have to get advanced inner circle. NEPQ 3.0 gets you well over 20 though, for sure. Where you're at, right? You're still learning, right? So let's talk about like once you started getting into like advanced NEPQ 3.0, what changes did you see? Like, how did your prospects start to react to you compared to how you used to sell?
I changed a little bit tonality because I talked fast, very fast before and nervous. But when I slowed down and started to ask the right questions in the right time, the people were more open for me.
Okay.
And they treat me like a professional advisor.
So they started to let their guard down. You were learning with your tonality.
Yeah.
And how to bridge from question to question to cause prospects to let their guard down where they went below the surface instead of staying surface level, right?
Yes, I played before the mirror, or I recorded for example, my voice, and I was listening me. And in the beginning, it was horrible to listen to yourself. It's not easy, But it helped me a lot because I started to see like the same question, but if you ask it other way, can change everything.
Yeah, you can ask the same question, but when we train you on the right tonality for that part of the questioning, you can get a completely different result than just talking randomly. Exactly. Now, let's give them some bite-sized chunks. So what's one good connecting question that we taught you? There's several that you have to ask for your industry, but what is one good one that we've taught you? And then how do your prospects respond to that?
Because I have a lot of ads on Facebook, and very often people call me and ask me like, I saw you on Facebook, can you check my coverage or something like that? And my first question always is, do you know what you're looking for exactly?
Yeah.
And they starting to explain me what they are looking for. And the next question always I used to ask people, so I was curious, when you're looking through an ad on Facebook, what attracted your attention?
Yeah.
And the people explain me what attracted their attention. They tell me more. They are open. This is like
Yeah, so
dialogue.
that's an example of NPQ connecting questions, and I think you're speaking in like Norwegian or Polish, right?
Yes,
That's
it's a little bit different, you know. So for
a little
me,
bit different than English.
English not so easy either.
Yeah, I know it's harder for you with the tone in English than Norwegian and Polish. Those are the leads you're talking to.
Yeah.
But did you notice you did good even slowing down there in English, right? So do you know what you're looking for? See that type of question requires a curious tone, right? Okay. And do you know, I guess, do you know what you're looking for? See, it's a curious tone, which draws them in more, gets them to pull you in. Okay. That's an example. Now, there's 3 or 4 other connecting questions you have to ask for that, but we don't have time to go into that today. Give us an example of a situation question. So, like, how do you help them find out what their real situation is?
The beginning, I asking them, so who's your insurance with now? And they tell me the name of the company. And after then, I ask them, is there a reason you picked up that company?
Rather than going with someone else or something like that.
Yes.
Okay. Why do you ask that question for your industry?
No, because first I want to know they are, for example, want to make a change or they are just fishing the price. How
Yeah.
long they are with them? Maybe something happened that they want to change.
Okay. So
Because
you're trying to find out what their real situation is. But most importantly, with situation questions, not only do we as salespeople need to know what their situation is, but we also have to help the prospect know what their real situation is. Because here's the issue. If we as salespeople, doesn't matter your industry, if we cannot help the prospect find out what their real situation is, then it's impossible for you to ever build a gap from where they are compared to where they want to be if they don't even know where they are, if they don't even know what their real situation is. And most prospects don't know what their real situation is right when they first start talking to you. They might know they have a problem, but they don't really understand the depth of the problem. They don't understand how bad the problem really is. They don't understand the consequences of what happens if they don't do anything about solving the problem. Okay. And once you learn NEPQ, you know, in our client portals and group trainings for clients, we're going to train you not just to help them find one problem, but we're going to help you know the right questions and the right tone where they go deep with you. They open up because they trust you, right? And they'll start telling you the 2 or 3 or 4 other problems they didn't even really know they had because of your questionability. Because if you just tell them what their problems are, well, that's going to go in one ear out the other. Because you're biased, you're the salesperson. They know that. But your your questionability allows them to tell themselves what the real problems are. Okay. Now, there's other situation questions you have to ask after that, but we don't have time. Problem awareness questions. Maybe give an example of a problem awareness question you ask that helps them see what a real problem is that they have.
I used to ask them, so Jeremy, do you like insurance company you are using now?
Okay. Why do you ask that one?
Ask them because I want to know what they like and maybe something is they doesn't like.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what is the situation now. Maybe they were 2 years in this company, they have car accident, and they don't like this company longer, and they maybe want to find something different. Maybe
okay.
I don't know. So
Yeah.
I want to probe and clarify everything before I give the proposal.
Yeah. Yeah. Or even, so you're okay. So do you like the coverage you have with that? There's other problem awareness questions you have to ask. There's variations you could ask that first one as well. Solution awareness questions, or so after we, help them find the problem, build the gap, because there's other problem awareness questions you have to ask after that. Okay. What's a good solution awareness question we've trained you how to ask, and why do you ask it?
And very often I just joking with people like, may I ask you a cheesy question? They
They're
just
like,
start
yeah,
with, for example, if everything be perfect for you and you might be switched to my company, might be,
yeah,
what do you will expect from new insurance company if something wrong happen or unexpected happen to you or
yeah,
your family?
yeah. That's it. So that's let's analyze what you just did there. Okay, first of all, that type of question, why would we want to say, now this is kind of a cheesy question?
Because there's ABD always be disarming.
Yes, because that disarms them. Because if we
Yeah,
don't put
disarming.
that, if we don't put that in there, they're like, oh, they feel like that's kind of a salesy question because it kind of is. But we can disarm
Yeah,
them. We can totally disarm them by saying, now this is kind of a cheesy question. But let's
yeah,
just say that you found what you're looking for here, and let's just pretend that you switched over to our
yeah,
company.
yeah,
What would you want that to look, or whatever you said there? And they
yeah.
won't think it's a cheesy question. They'll just answer it. But if you didn't put that in there, some people will be like, well, I didn't say I was switching yet.
Yes, of course. But if might be, for example, you switch to our company, what you will expect from me as your insurance advisor? And
Yeah.
people explain what they want, what they expect. And to the end, I used to tell people, let's suppose that we are able to do XYZ. What would that do for you personally?
Yeah.
And they, because I want to show them the future, how
Yeah.
this looks like,
You
the
want them to
future,
see what the future is going to look like once
I
all these
will be off with the
problems are
consequence
solved.
questions.
Yeah. I like that a lot. That's really good.
I learned this from you. It was like magic. For me,
Well,
it was
yeah, I
like
know.
amazing. Like
Yeah, I
slap
know.
the people in the face.
Yeah, it totally disarms people for sure. Consequence questions, because there's other solution awareness questions you have to ask there too, not just one. There's like 5 or 6 actually for your space. But what's a good consequence question we've tried to ask, and how does it work?
Uh, ask people, but what are you going to do if nothing changes? If you just keep doing what you have been for the next 3, 6, 12 months?
And what do they say?
I don't. If they say me, for example, no, I have to change. But if they tell me no, I don't know. So Jeremy, are you willing to settle for that?
Yeah. Do you want to have to? So let's say they had some type of problem where they were with a different insurance company, they had some accident, they took them forever to get paid out, or they didn't get paid all of it. Do you want to have to keep going through all that with them if you
Something
didn't
happened.
have to?
Something
See, that's,
happened for you and your family. This is like point with family is very important because
yeah,
people sometimes they don't care about themselves, but they care about family.
yeah, 100%. Well, especially if it's life insurance, like
Exactly,
revenue.
yes.
Yeah, there's
So
several different conversations if you're selling the mortgage protection compared to like car insurance. But I know in your country, you guys do them all together. Okay. Now we don't have time to go into your presentation on here, but we teach all that in our virtual training courses as well. How do you close a prospect? Are you using the option close, or what do you do?
I
What have you
used to
learned from us?
to the end and I give the proposal. I ask, this is what you are looking for, and people they tell me yes or not. If not, you can tell me just between you and me what doesn't what doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
And people they tell me the truth because I want to ask them immediately what's happened. What's it's not maybe
Yeah.
maybe I said something what it's maybe
Yeah.
push them. I don't
Well,
know.
you can lean in, and another way to reword that commitment question, because there's several commitment
Yeah,
questions you can ask, is do you feel like this could be the
answer for you.
answer for you? And they're going to say, yes, I do, or they're going to say, yes, but,
Yes.
and whatever comes after but is their concern.
Yeah.
And now you know the real concern and you can help them overcome it. Right.
Yes, and often, for example, if this is money, so you ask money, what do we mean by money?
Yeah.
Because for one person, $100 is a lot of money. For other people, it's like $10,000. You never know. We have to clarify more.
Yeah.
And how this compare to the price in how compared to the price, you have the right coverage for your family. How do you compare this price for the coverage? No, because people sometimes they don't know what they have in insurance coverage.
Well, it just depends on what type of results you want when you have an accident. Because we can give you the lower price, but when you have the accident, it just doesn't do X and Y and Z. So then you lose tens of thousands of dollars, or so it depends on what type of result you want. So you get them into results-based thinking over price or cost-based thinking.
Because I understand that sale is a change, because if you don't change, you couldn't push the people to change their mind, but you can challenge them to thinking. And I learned from you that the most important is ask people and challenge people to thinking about the results, not money, because money, you can always buy something cheaper. You can buy bridling, you can buy cheap watch, but
it's just the type of result you want, right? So you get them into results-based thinking over cost-based thinking. It's pretty easy at that point, because then they see, oh my gosh, I can get this result, and now that price looks really small. Whereas if you're a salesperson using traditional selling skills or consultative skills, because it's too surface level, you can't get them below the surface that well with those type of techniques. Guess what? The gap becomes so small that price tag just looks massive compared to, well, the problem's not really that bad. And because you can't build a gap because you couldn't get them to go below the surface, that's why you get so many money or price objections. It's not like the money doesn't exist. They're already spending that same money somewhere else. They're spending it on a more of a priority than what you're offering at this point. So it's your job as a salesperson to be able to get them to shift that way of thinking, where they feel that same money they're spending someone else, now your solution is the number one priority, and they need to move that money from where they're spending it over to your solution, because now that's the number one priority to them. Before they got on that call or sales process with you, they didn't know that was a priority. But your questionability, your tonality allows them to see that your solution is the priority, and they need to move that money from where they're already spending it over to you.
The reason is because the other salespeople, they ask all the time cheesy questions. They are excited. They tell everyone we are the best, we're number one. We have do this and that. So it's, if you are a different person and you lower the voice and you have the right tonality and the right questions at the right time, people never forget you. I had a lot of customers, they didn't buy from me today, but for example, on 3, 4, 5 months, they call me back because I was completely different than other salespeople.
Yeah.
Because,
well, it's like this, somebody on Facebook, it just says Facebook user, but I don't know what your name is. It says, damn, Jeremy, you make it look way too easy. Well, it is really easy once you have the right skills that work with human behavior, but it is really damn hard if you don't.
It's true. I am the best example because I'm working with you, Jeremy, 3 years.
Yeah.
And then different language, because people very often complain, but doesn't work in Norway. American people, they are different, doesn't work in Denmark, Germany. You have Angelo from France. I am from a Polish guy in Norway.
We have clients in 39 countries.
Yes, so I know maybe if I explain something, English is different than the native speakers, but who cares?
Yeah.
The most important, that works.
It only works if the prospects you talk to are human and they have problems and or emotional needs that your solution can solve. So if your prospects you talk to are human beings, could even work on different planets. We don't have any clients on those planets yet.
Not yet.
We're getting there. So once the government releases all the, where all these UFOs are come from, we're going to those other worlds. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. Right? Exactly. So I need to watch Ancient Aliens tonight. So what I'm saying is, doesn't matter. The prospect's human. They have problems and or emotional needs. Your solution solves those. Well, then if it works for thousands of our clients in all countries, what the hell would it prevent you from working for you?
Yeah.
Only your limiting beliefs, because you believe that somehow you're different, that somehow something's different. And that's why you stay at the same income level. Right?
The most important also is the learn from the right people.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference in skills, right?
Yes, because for example, you, Jeremy, I check on the Google like 2014, you were on the 45 place according business for home, and you made like over 200,000 every week, every month.
Yeah, that was in my
Just
third.
from home.
That was in my third industry that I sold
It
for
was crazy.
my sales job. Yeah,
Just sitting on the phone and so much money just over the phone, more than owners. It was
yeah, yeah.
crazy.
No, I
Blew
mean,
my mind.
as a W-2 salesperson in that industry as well, I actually made more than the CEO, the owner of the company. So
Yes. We had Socrates, Jesus Christ, and now we have Jerry Minor.
I'm not that cool.
You are better.
No, not at all. We're not
You have
going.
a good
We're not
hair,
going there.
better hair.
Right, definitely not better than the man upstairs for sure. All right, brother. Any last words of advice you want to give to like maybe a newbie that's looking to get into sales, or maybe a vet that's already making low six figures that wants to make more?
I always used to say, stay hungry, stay humble, because you have to learn, even if you are top earner in your country, on your company, you always can learn something new. I'm trying to tell to everyone, if you are wondering to go to the NAPQ, start with 2.0 and 3.0 after then, and maybe inner circle, because you have to learn the principles.
Yeah.
I see sometimes the people just jumping to the inner cycle. Sometimes it's good, but maybe
We actually don't allow that anymore. They just so you know, about 76% of all of our clients start in NEPQ 3.0 now.
yeah, because you have to learn principles before you go to the university. You know. So for me, advice: if someone want to change life and have more freedom, learning from you is, I think, is the best way. Why I should use 20 years and listen 1,400 books when I can take this from you? You remember, Jane, when you met in Poland, that we
Yeah,
have a deal.
that's
When
right. You actually met
when
me
you die before me, I take your brain.
when I was there at my house. I was there at my house in Warsaw, Poland. I go over
Yes.
there for about a month every summer, and then I traveled up to Sopo, the beach town. You're like, dude, I
Yes.
want to come down and meet you, and you flew down and met me. That was awesome.
Yes. We have deal. When you die before me, I take your brain. Like Einstein, you know? You are Einstein in sales, so why not?
There you go. All right, brother. Thanks for being on here. Now, for all of you watching us right now, if you want to acquire more advanced sales skills so you can sell more of your products and your services, if you want to be like Michael and tens of thousands of our clients now at this point, that's why we have well over 12,000 testimonials. From what we understand, more than any other sales training company that's been around even 20 or 30 years. We've only been around 3.5. Could be something there. I'm just going out on a limb. That's why Inc. Magazine ranked us the fastest growing sales training company in 2021 and in 2020. I'm assuming we'll win it in 2022 again, based on our financials, not us saying it, them saying it from our financials. So you want to acquire those type of skills that our clients are who are in your industry, who are making 2, 3, 5 times more than what you are now. And they started where you're at. They just now have the right skills. They've acquired the right skills. That's why they are crushing you. Okay. So if you want to start making your first 10, 15, 20 grand a month in commissions every single month, let's say you're already magically there through hard work. You want to go to, how do you go to 30 or 40 or 50 grand a month in commissions or higher? Well, you have to acquire more skills unless you're going to triple your hours. You're going to work 24 hours a day then? Probably not going to happen. You have to learn more advanced skills to get your conversions up and your average sale price up as well. So you want to acquire those skills, message me directly right now. So if you're on LinkedIn or the Facebook group Sales Revolution or my Facebook or the Facebook business page, message me directly right now. If you're on YouTube, you'll have to join the free Facebook group. You can't message us on YouTube. So if you're not in the Facebook group, you probably want to be there because that's where we do most everything. So I'm going to have somebody in, can somebody on the social media team, can you guys post the Sales Revolution? Can you post salesrevolution.pro? So you're just going to join it, salesrevolution.pro. So go to salesrevolution.pro. Looks like somebody posted it there on YouTube, salesrevolution.pro. And right when you join, somebody on my team, one of my surrogates, my stunt doubles, maybe you even get me every once in a while. Sometimes I get in there too, every once in a while. we'll message you some different training options if you want to sell more for your industry. All right, Michael, thanks for being on. Many blessings to you. I think you're going to come see me this summer when I come over to Poland again, right?
Of course, when you can visit Norway, you can see
I
the
know.
beautiful
The
nature.
Polish guy in Norway.
You're moving here, and you're moving to Norway.
You're going to come to Norway. All right, dude. Stay out of trouble, everybody. We'll see you soon. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.